Welcome back to Two in the Blue, episode 36. I am your host, John Flounder Caruso, here with our co-host, Stevie D. DeStefano, and in the background, DJ Lou, our editor-producer, always making the magic happen. We are always recording from the Energy Defender studio called Energy Defenders for all your solar and roofing needs. Steve, I'm back to work this week. Cold, windy as a son of a bitch. We were down in Brigantine doing traffic work. It's just, again, it's that time of year. You're going through 6 inches of closing to get to 2 inches of pecker to even try to piss, trying to keep warm out there. And then I hear you maybe going back to work soon. How you feeling about that?
Monday, getting back to it.
Nice.
Brigantine is the windiest, it's like the windiest spot on the East Coast.
Wow.
Yeah.
I want to say probably because of where it sits. Mm-hmm. And that northern wind, if it's a north or northeast wind, it's going right down that boulevard.
There's like a reason why it is so windy. Mm-hmm. I don't know what it is, so but I know like it attracts a lot of kite surfers.
Oh,
stuff
wow.
like that. Yeah.
No shit.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
There's seals down there.
I didn't know that, but I saw seals in like LBI not too long ago. Yeah.
So I seen one. Me and my father saw one fishing one morning. We used to get out there early, sun rising, right? And we seen this thing in the water come down. I looked at him and I said, "Did you see that?" He goes, "Yeah, I did see that." And then it came up again and went back down. I said, "I know you saw it as a fucking seal." And I couldn't believe it. I'm like, nobody's going to believe that we saw a seal out here. And then while I'm down there, I look up on the Brigantine police page. One of the officers that was on duty for our thing, she was involved with this rescuing a seal in the middle of the street. It wandered up. And she says, yeah, it's actually common here. They will come up on the beaches because it's warmer and, this time of year.
Common since when?
I don't know. She said it's pretty common. Yeah.
Don't you think we would have known that by now?
They come up the ocean. They rest.
You see the anglerfish that they caught? Like it came up to the surface.
Or the dye. It came up to the surface. That's what happens with a lot of these creatures.
That's the first ever one that's anyone's ever actually seen
out of the dark. Yes,
that's insane.
Yeah, they've seen an anglerfish in the depths, like with these cameras or whatever, but they've never seen one out of the depths. The light actually come up to like surface light. What they consider surface light, and then obviously it died. And a lot of these creatures that live where we don't know, that's what happens. Or they get eaten. You imagine how many get eaten? Like an anglerfish, I can understand not getting eaten. Did you see that fucking thing?
They're disgusting. Dude.
It's like you can make you could like put that on a body, and that could be a horror movie.
Oh,
it's like it's nuts,
repulsive.
Yeah. So I can't imagine what that thing. I know. What
do you think that means? Have you thought about that at all? Like, what does it mean that a fish that has never been to the surface? It means
he was dying. He was coming.
Yeah, but they all die.
Right, but how many of them actually make it to the surface? Mm-hmm. How many get eaten?
I don't know.
I mean, the ocean's a big 90. When you think about that, we talked about the last time. 95% of the ocean has been inhabited. It blows my mind. We're just a big bowl of water with some land. And we don't even know.
95% of the ocean has not been discovered. There haven't been no eyes on 95% of it.
That's crazy. It's like a big bowl of water with some land in it.
Yeah.
Like we live in their world. Like that's why I feel. Like I was thinking about the other day. We live in whatever's in that ocean. We live in their world. Mm-hmm. It's crazy.
Yeah.
You guys want to hear an anglerfish fun fact?
Yes, let's hear it.
So with their breeding, what they do, since it's so dark down there, the males are like little tiny compared to the females. What the males do is when they find a female, they bite onto the side of it, and then they merge into the female's body. They don't eat. They don't do anything. They like become a parasite on the female and just provide her with sperm constantly.
Whoa.
That don't sound bad.
No, it doesn't sound like a bad time.
That's like what I do.
Right. I kind of latch on to my wife. And
I'm just a parasite.
Yeah, it's the parasite. It's all I am.
So I was at the emergency room a couple nights ago.
Congratulations.
Steven.
Oh, not the kid.
Well, dude, he's complaining about like he had a high fever and Giada had the flu. This flu is like just whipping around.
Yeah.
But so Giada had a fever and then Steven got the fever and he's complaining about stomach pains. And he's like, he's just down and out. He's just on the couch, won't get up, like very, just not like himself at all.
Right.
And Michelle, because she's a nurse, and he complained, you tell me you got a stomach pain, I'm like, you'll be all right.
Right.
Done.
Mm-hmm.
He tells her he's got a stomach pain, and she goes to appendicitis.
Right.
Immediately, right? So I'm like, all right, well, just call the on-call nurse. So I'm thinking, like, the doctor's office, it's 8 o'clock at night. They're going to tell him it's fine, just give it a night, whatever. Now the doctor's office thinks it's appendicitis, so I gotta go to urgent care before it closes. So we run out the door. I don't even have socks on. Run out the door to get there before it's too late.
Right.
We get there, and they can't test for appendicitis. I have to go to emergency room, but she thinks I need to go to the emergency room to test for appendicitis. So now we go to the emergency room, and we're sitting there. Now, first of all, they got to give him an IV, right? Because they want to put fluids in him.
Yep.
They got to take some blood. They want to put, there's like a Motrin of some sort that they're giving him, and they're like, putting an IV in a 5-year-old is the most traumatic thing in the whole world for a 5-year-old.
Possible?
Well, I tried to prep them for it. I'm like, look, so like they're just gonna go in there and they're gonna put something in there. You know, what is it? I'm like, it's like a needle. You know, like,
It's kind of like a needle,
it's a,
but different. But like a needle.
Yeah. So he's just bugging out now, and then they come in, and he was like, top of the lungs, screaming. He was pissed, but they did it. And they wanted to get they wanted to see what the blood work looked like. His white blood cell, was that it? White blood cells were high. Obviously, he was fighting infection, which it was consistent with an infection. But because we went in there and he's complaining about the stomach pain, they want to test him for the appendicitis,
Yeah,
which is
X-rays,
it's a
ultrasound,
CAT scan.
They did a CAT.
Is that yeah? I guess it's a CAT scan. It's a
Yeah.
Yeah.
CAT scan or MRI. It's probably right there at the hospital. Probably a CAT scan.
Yeah. So, but before he takes it, he's got to drink this disgusting liquid.
Oh, yeah.
Right. And they're like, yeah, just as soon as you get it down, then we can start the timer. 1 hour after that, then we can give him the CAT scan. Like, fuck, dude. 12 ounces of disgusting liquid he's got to drink. Right.
And that's almost impossible to get a 5-year-old.
I can't get him to eat a piece of chicken. You think he's going to drink this fucking shit water?
Right.
Like, so, dude, I'm sitting there. I'm like trying to I'm like, buddy, like just drink. You know what I mean? Like, you want to get out of here at any point tonight? You got to drink it. So, finally get it down. I got to play this game with him, see it, like what line he thinks he could get to on the cup, like with each gulp. Finally gets it down. Got to wait an hour. Go get the CAT scan. We're out of that. Then they got to send the CAT scan to a radiologist at home. Wait for him to read it, write a report, send it back, read the report, give it to us. Blah blah blah, like that.
Yeah,
he was fine. He had to take a shit.
Yeah,
that's what they concluded.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, and that happens, but it's scary. I mean, it's kind of like along the lines of what I just had.
It is scary.
Yeah,
it is scary. But if he don't eat good, right? And if he ate well and he complains of a stomach ache, it probably just goes totally unnoticed. Like, you know,
Anthony, I want to give a shout out real quick about eating with the kids. So Anthony Capuccio makes dinner for when his son's with him. He makes a dinner for him on this almost like a Joe Rogan type dinner. It's on a wood, almost like charcuterie board, but it's like a piece of wood that you would lay dinner out on. And he cuts them up, chicken or steak, a banana, some nice fruit. And usually one other thing. It's like fruit, maybe I don't know, and then the steak. And lazy, I said, and I told him, I said, you have no idea at that age when you can teach a kid to eat like that. It's how far that's going to go. So my kid eats very healthy now. Like he don't drink soda, and it goes a long way. He's like, oh well, when he goes back home, his mom, when he's with his mom or whatever, she lets him eat, I said, yeah. I said, but stick to what you're doing. Believe me when I tell you, it clicks in their head, not involuntarily. It clicks in their head, and all of a sudden they're eating healthy. It's something that you groom your kid because let's face it, the kids, they're a blank sheet of paper. They don't know any better. They just complain, but they don't really know what they're complaining about.
Well, we try. I mean, we try.
Yeah,
we eat really good in the house.
Sometimes it's not, pal. These kids can be relentless.
Bro, he is. He won't eat. He will not eat.
It's a
you
battle
could sit
of
there.
wills.
You could do one of them things where you're not getting off the table till you finish, and he'll just sit there, dude, forever.
Battle of the wills.
It's crazy.
I know.
His will is strong.
Oh, yeah. Well, listen, I've always said, though, when you plant peppers, don't expect tomatoes.
Yeah, well,
So.
Well, that's true.
Yes.
But yeah, it's like it makes me worried. I don't like it.
No.
I wish he would just eat.
It
and
does.
we got into right before I came here. I got into it with him. I tried to because we had the conversation in the hospital. I'm like, buddy, look, like if you ate better, this wouldn't happen. Like it just wouldn't happen. Like you wouldn't, your tummy probably wouldn't hurt to begin with because you wouldn't have been a little constipated. And when your tummy does hurt, we wouldn't automatically think something horrible is happening because you're not, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I'm, and I explain this in like 5-year-old way, So I thought we had an understanding. He tried an egg. He tried one bite of an egg yesterday. Wouldn't eat the rest. Tried one bite of an egg today. Wouldn't eat the rest. And today he almost ate nothing all day today. So I'm like, look, dude, I'm gonna make you a piece of toast with peanut butter and bananas on it, just to sneak the bananas in. You know?
Elvis Presley special.
Yeah, and he just is crying, and dude, if you make him eat something, and he doesn't want to eat it, he will throw up immediately. Really? I don't know if he does it on purpose, but he'd like, bam, he'll throw up. He does it. That's why it's so hard. But he took a little bite, and I'm like, and then I'm just in this battle with this 5-year-old about like, dude, just finish it.
Right.
It's not that bad. Just finish it.
I wonder if Mama DeStefano has some things to say about this when you were younger. I wonder what you were like when you ate as
everything.
a kid. Did you really? I wonder what Michelle was
everything.
like.
She was tough.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because he's getting it from someone. Yeah. Obviously,
Bro,
when you do it, you're getting it from someone.
I used to eat anything they had. Anything. I ate a raw pork loin one time, which
you told me that.
Yeah, I talked about. I used to take a head of lettuce, still in the thing, and just peel the leaves and just eat them as I went. A whole bag of fucking plums.
What are you, crazy? Are you a cow?
I would eat anything.
Graze?
I'm telling you, dude. I would eat anything in that fridge.
Steve's parents just used to drop stuff on the floor and just keep eating.
They could. I would. I love to eat.
Like a bait pile for a deer.
It's like it's hard to watch. My son not like food.
Eat, please. Yeah. Well, but in a way, that's good because then you can like with somebody like a kid like that, as long as you can keep him away from the junk. You
can't.
Yeah.
Because you want him to eat something. Right?
Yeah, right.
So you're like, all right, do I want you to be starving?
It's a battle of the wills when you're a parent. It really is. And a lot of times, parents, we will give in because there's so much. Because let's face it, in a kid's life, that's their only argument. That's their only worry. I just don't want to eat this. For us, it's like we got 17 million things going on. I can't keep arguing with this kid.
I know.
Yeah. It's a battle of the wills, parents.
Yeah. Well, I try to explain to him, too. Like, dude, you don't have to love everything you eat. Like, do you love to clean your room? No, but you do it anyway.
Right.
Because then you have a nice room. So, like, you don't have to love everything you eat.
Yeah, you don't have to love being married. You just do it. Like, you just kind of do it because everybody else is doing it.
Yeah. It's tough.
Yeah.
But, yeah, that's what I just came from.
That's great.
Yeah.
That's great. Battle of the wills. I love it. And your kid is really
Michelle
putting
gets
it
pissed. She's like, everyone's mad at me.
Everyone
Everyone just ends up mad at me.
We're always the ones that get beat up on.
That's all right.
Yeah.
Whatever.
So when I was working down in Brigantine, and Lou will put it up here on the screen. We had a house. We got warned. The company came up and said, "Hey, we're going to be moving a house out of Brigantine, and they're going to be coming through your traffic zone." So what we had set up was there's 2 lanes going in, 2 lanes coming out of Brigantine. Both left lanes were closed. No, I'm sorry, both right lanes were closed. So the guy needed 26 feet. So he was coming back down the southbound, going out of Brigantine. And as he came, we were wondering, like, what the hell are we going to do? We have to shut these guys down for whatever time? So basically what it came down to was 2 guys, one from that company and one of our guys, went ahead of it, tossed the cones to the side, and then 2 or 3 of us went behind it as it was coming through. And, you're jogging. It's not going 5 miles an hour. They're going 15, 20. And then we're running behind it to put the cones back out and put the safety zone back up. And it worked out fairly well. I mean, nobody got hurt. Nothing got hit.
Is there a lot of equipment on the road?
On the shoulders in the lane,
Before?
Yeah. We had to make sure we tell the guys, because when you're taking that right lane, and it's a nice big shoulder, they got cars, parked right next to each other in the lane. Mm-hmm. So we had to tell them, just get them in the shoulder, and we got to get room for this. And it went by, easily. I mean, obviously these guys do it for a living. Yeah. I think it's amazing though when they just pick up a house and just move it.
Did you see that I've posted that video and the owner of that house?
No shit. Yeah, I saw you said that. Yeah. And they were going, and he's right. That's what they said. It's going into AC somewhere, Heights or something like that. Or
AC to stay.
Yeah, it's going in there, and
that's cool.
They're going to remodel it, and that's going to be his retirement home, I guess. That
really
gentleman.
cool.
So that's awesome. Yeah. So congratulations to him, and Brigantine's a beautiful area. I think you're going to another.
That's
beautiful area.
awesome that they did that though.
Yeah.
That they came up ahead of you, they coordinated it.
Mm-hmm.
He probably had to sit back for a minute, wait. And then they radioed him like, all right, you're good to come through.
And then the police were even great for that because on Friday there was a funeral procession. I think it was for the officer in the prosecutor's office that been killed or something like that, or died. And obviously cops from everywhere. They actually did the procession in, and then did a major one back out of Brigantine. And I guess maybe that's where he's from. And, the cops came up, hey, listen, during this time, we're just going to shut these off. You probably won't affect your pattern. They're going to use that one lane. But they were very communicative,
Yeah.
and that's huge.
Yeah.
But as long as you communicate, everybody works together, it goes nice and smooth. Some people went so smooth, they probably didn't even realize anything was happening. Like, you just, people have tunnel vision anyhow, you know that. So, yeah, so that was my, that's what happened at work
We
this
were
week.
working down by the Maurice River.
Okay, yeah,
And it was a very similar pattern, but there was 2 shoulders and just 2 lanes, one in each direction. And we set up a lane shift because we were working, putting a new head wall in on the, whatever, I guess eastbound or whatever. But there must have been like a modular home place right down the street. And dude, this thing, they would constantly come down the road with these houses.
Yeah.
The low boy in these houses and just knock every cone over.
Oh, yeah.
Like with no warning,
No.
no nothing. And of course, they're all supposed to have those spotter vehicles that are
Right.
coming up
And they
ahead.
didn't.
And just whatever, dude. Yeah.
And God bless these guys that are driving them houses, because I've driven a low boy before, and that's a different breed in itself. I can't imagine driving a house that's taking up 2 fucking lanes.
They don't look super stable.
No, they don't.
They look like they're just like,
Oh,
wow.
It's, yeah, like and they're going like 20, 30 miles an hour.
wonder how
I'd be
much-
going 5.
I wonder what the shelf life of a low bed is, like just hauling fucking houses.
Listen, I worked.
It's
I
got to
had-
be bad for.
I had a low bed where it was the old style low bed that you had to put the block of wood between the frame and the gooseneck to hold it up as you lowered the
Oh.
yeah, it was like, so it was, they last pretty freaking long. I mean, like these.
Yeah, but
it's
they're
all-
not towing houses that are like doing this to their axles.
But I bet you a big excavator is just as heavy as that.
I'm sure it is, but
Yeah.
it's at least it's like centered.
Yeah, I know
you're
what you're
not
it's
you're not
teetering.
like
Yeah, I don't know how they do it. They do what they do.
wow,
Clearly.
it's burning through tires. I'm sure.
Yeah, you're right. It probably is a wear and tear on those things.
Yeah, big
crane.
time.
You gotta have a crane come in. You have to know how to pick this thing correctly. Like that probably when you look into it, that probably takes a lot of
And
planning.
think about that because like they those low bed drivers, right? They know exactly where to put everything on them low beds that it's going to ride the best. Imagine the trial and error with a house.
Yeah.
I mean, I think the house you're talking to about was sticking out. I mean, 8 feet on either side of that.
Easily.
Thing. Yeah. 10
Easily.
foot on
Yeah.
either side of it. So you gotta put that down. You gotta maybe drive a little bit, make sure it feels good. I mean,
Right.
they might have had to move it a
That's
couple times.
probably yeah. Like he was telling the guy was there. He's like, oh, hold on, they're still they're getting it strapped down. They had the roof separate.
Yeah.
You saw the roof
Yeah.
come by. Don't forget the roof.
Yeah.
And anybody that doesn't know what a low bed is, it's one of the things that you'll see commonly hauling big equipment. It usually has a wide load sign on the front of it, and the trailer is really loaded to the ground. They call that a low bed, and that's a whole different breed. Shout out to Iron Mike. He does that a lot, and that's a whole different breed of work. I liked it, but I hated it because you're by yourself. You're on your own, but you are by yourself. You're next to traffic all the time. The chains, the binders, all that stuff. It's a mental and physical stressor. It really is. I give a lot of props to them guys out there doing low bed work. So I like to transition right now into the little segment we call Dumb Things of the Week. My dumb thing of the week would be I can't stand when people, I know I talked about drivers before on the road.
Yeah.
This one in
Definitely more
particular,
than once.
yes, this one in particular was people who want to stop when there's no stop sign and then wave you to turn. When I tell you, it goes right up my ass, my spine. Like I'm like, what are you doing? Why are you not, like, I'm turning, you have the right of way. In other words, if I'm going up, I'm going to turn left. There's no stop sign. A car stops. I hate to say it, it's 90% of the time it's a little old lady just trying to be nice. What they're not realizing is you're going to cause an accident by stopping at a place you're not supposed to stop at. So I'm like, no, you go. Come on. And it's like an argument. No, you go. No. I'm like, no, it's your right of way. So that shit, like maybe people need to go back and take the basic driving test so people know what right of way is, who has the right of way, who doesn't. It's just that's my dumb thing of the week. It's just let's go back and reread the driving rules and understand how we're supposed to go on the road. Left lanes, that's always a big pain in the ass. With Pennsylvania, Virginia drivers, it's like.
Yeah.
Get the fuck out of them. Yeah, the left lane's for people that can afford tickets. If you can't afford a ticket, you need to be in the middle or the right. You know what I mean? Not in the left. So, yeah, so that is my dumb thing of the week.
Very good.
What do you have?
So I talked to with the interview. If you haven't seen it already, if you did, it's a little redundant. But my dumb thing of the week was we had Valentine's Day, like a Valentine's Day gifts for the kids, and we got we wrapped them a little bit. We have like a little Valentine's Day tree. We put a couple presents under there, and we got this like dancing Elmo doll. For the baby, right? For the baby.
Yeah.
You push a button and dude, I wake up and the 5 and 3-year-old like totally are ignoring their gifts and they're just won't shut this thing off. And I brought it in.
Let's hear it. Come on, say it.
For reference.
It looks like Elmo dressed as Big Bird.
Is that brutal? It's brutal.
Do you listen? And this will be. Does anybody remember when Tickle Me Elmo was
Yes.
the Christmas gift? Like people were selling these things
Yeah, they were
on
fighting each
eBay
other.
for
Yeah.
like $1,000 for Tickle Me Elmo.
Well, shut up.
That's enough.
Again, it says.
That's enough out of you down there.
Bro, it's not bad. Like one time, everyone's probably like, "Oh, that's cute. That's nice, bro."
They just keep pushing
100
it.
times in a row, you'll. I'm
Let me
surprised
ask-
this thing
let me ask
has
you a
made
question.
it. Here.
Who bought the toy?
Me.
And did you?
Dumb thing of the week.
Hey,
Me.
Elmo.
Yeah.
He keeps going.
I know.
He's like he's arguing
Well,
with
nah,
you.
now he's saying, all right, fine.
All right.
Like the first time he goes, more, more, more. And then the second time he's like, all right, maybe later. Yeah.
Oh, thanks for being understanding.
Yeah.
Well, that is a pretty dumb thing of the week.
I got
That's-
another one.
Oh yes, yes.
Well, it's kind of a dumb thing of the week, but dude, I'm listening. I'm in my truck, right? And I hear this radio ad.
Dell and every member of the team at Dell Toyota have a hard-on this month. Why do they have a hard-on? For the Valentine's Day sales event at Dell Toyota. All month long, speak to a friendly Dell Toyota associate with a heart name tag about sweetheart deals on a new Toyota. We don't want to sound cocky, but while other dealers may be full of working stiffs who try to give you the shaft and come up short.
That
Is
like what was Del Toyota thinking?
Dude, that's not the worst. That's not even the worst one I've ever heard from them.
That's great.
But the last time I heard one, I was in my truck, so I couldn't rewind it because I don't have that feature in my pickup truck.
Mm-hmm.
But in the 4Runner, I could like stop it and rewind it so I could
No
record
shit.
it. Yeah.
That
Dude,
is
there
great.
was one they did, and it was like, who's your daddy? Like that. I'm
There's
like,
a guy-
what is a man? Like,
There's
who's
a guy-
buying these cars?
There's an older, skinnier guy on TikTok that does it, and he'll show like some ridiculous like female like, "Hi, I think you're so hot," or saying something stupid, and all of a sudden it switches to him. He's like, "Yeah, and I got this Toyota over here for sale for $17,000. You want to come in?" Yeah, it's great. It's a great marketing for the. You know? This is like.
Yeah, look, if you want to get an attractive female to like be your
Yes.
your intro, like your grabber of attention, cool.
Right.
But some creepy sounding radio voice
Yeah.
asking if you have a hard on
Like to get the shaft.
and saying that the competition is short.
Is short, right? And if you really want to get the shaft,
Yeah.
go to
Wild.
one of our
Wild,
salesmen.
dude. I can't believe they allow that on the radio.
That's great.
Yeah.
Bravo, Del Toyota. Bell or Del?
Dell.
Was it a B or a D? Are you saying Bell?
Dell.
Del.
Dell.
To 1L.
Hello, Ms. Lily.
Well, Pan,
No, my name is Pam.
are you saying Pan or Pam?
I'm saying Pam. Yeah, I'm sorry. Who's this gentleman sitting behind you?
Hello, Ms. Lady. I'm Dale. I'm Brennan's stepbrother, and I think I might be able to help with the Pan-Pam dilemma.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Pam.
Pam, oh no.
Pam.
Panned.
With an
There's
M.
a D on the end.
There's no D. It's Pam.
It's like calm.
Here, it's
Except
P.
P-A-N-M.
M.
N.
Pam.
Two N's.
Two M's.
M.
That was the confusion.
No, there's just one.
Let's take a little break to thank our sponsors right now. 3 Threes Microbrewery is the official beer of the Two in the Blue podcast. Don't forget, go visit 3 Threes. They're a microbrewery right here in Hamilton, a nice blue-collar place. They also own a place in Pittman called Neck of the Woods. Also great flavored beers. We got one. Lou, what are you trying back there?
Today we've got the Back to Reality, the hazy IPA. 6% and very good.
I believe the Black to Reality is what 3 Threes calls their flagship beer. That's their main one that they make. It's got the Back to Reality, Back to the Future logo on there kind of thing going. And yeah, great place to have a good beer. Go sit down. Hey, we might go there after this and have one. Who knows? Well, not me. I'll have their soda. They also make a great soda. It tastes like Sierra Mist. I love it. Yeah. So don't forget, get the 3 Threes. Get out there, grab a beer. Don't forget also, if you're a veteran coming out and you're active duty or reserve and you're coming out and you want to get into union construction trades, make some decent money, where you're worried about your future, go to Helmets to Hardhats. Helmets to Hardhats is the gateway for you coming out of the military, getting into the union trades, making good money, and they're going to put you right up front on the list. Don't forget, go to Helmets to Hardhats and get into a union trade now.
Don't forget about Dr. Brooke Galbiati with Serenity Spine and Wellness. If you need crack, go to Dr. Brooke.
I love it. So earlier we were talking about Metallica.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm a big Gen. Jose knows I'm a Gen Xer. I'm a huge Gen Xer. I'm on the later end of the Gen X spectrum. Was born in '79. I believe Gen X probably goes to about 85, almost 88. If you really want to get technical about it, to being the Gen Xer, you can be accepted in anywhere.
You're
up to
Gen
80.
X?
Yeah, I'm 79. The cutoff is 80.
What?
Gen X. You're millennial.
Oh, I thought you were talking age. I'm like, are you
Yeah.
joking?
No, yeah, I was born in 79. The cutoff is 1980.
Okay.
I firmly believe, and a lot of other Gen Xers believe, that 85, even close to 88, can cover Gen X. And
I'm on the border.
Yeah, you're in. Yeah, you're getting close. But some people at one time, especially this new generation, was bad-mouthing Metallica. What you don't want to do with this Gen X, listen, as a Gen X person myself, I'm afraid of this group of people. These people that you're messing with when it comes to Metallica, they were the metalheads back in high school. They were the ones that had the mosh pits. They're the guys that ended up, when they got out of high school, turning wrenches, greasy hands. Their hands are never clean, right? If you go and see them now, they got beards. They're covered in grease. They're probably turning wrenches, working on diesel mechanics. They always had the jacked up trucks, smoking weed, whatever. These were the guys you did not fuck with. Like, these guys were crazy. That generation. So you don't want to poke that bear of the Gen X. There's a reason why nobody deals with them. They leave them be because they were whack jobs in our day. They were the nuts. We didn't mess with them. Did I listen to Metallica? Oh, hell yeah, I still do. But that group of men, and everybody knows what I'm talking about. When you were in school, you had your football players, you had your preppies, you had your kids in between, you had your nerds, and then there was this group of kids, and they're the ones that were working on their own vehicle when they were 16. Like that was that group. So yeah, so
you're talking about the Metallica.
Yeah, so that era,
what generation
genre,
is that?
Metallica is Gen X.
Those guys are Gen Xers?
Yeah, they would be considered that would be considered a Gen X band. Like, that's who we listen. Well, I don't know if they were born in Gen X. I don't think they were boomers.
What was before Gen X?
No, Metallica would be boomers.
Boomers? So
Yeah.
our parents are boomers?
Yes, our parents didn't care.
So that
They loved us, but
generation is the one you can't fuck with, right? Because they fought, right? Like, you didn't get in trouble for fighting back then.
Right.
First of all, like, they all had parents that were violent.
Or immigrants.
Right. So, but they were violent. Like,
Right.
it was like another way of thinking.
You're talking about boomers.
Talking about boomers,
Yeah.
their parents, right? So you got to understand. I was just having this conversation with my aunt and uncle. Like, our great grandparents were like right off the boat.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, like, America is so young, right? Hamilton is so young. Right?
Yeah.
So the Olives and the Calabrias, which were both like that was my family. That's where, like, in my family tree. That was my grandmother's side was Olive and Calabria.
Okay.
But they owned all of 15th Street, all of First Road, right? And it was horse and buggy time. Like, I was talking to my aunt and uncle who could trace it back to like horse and buggy.
Wow.
It's nuts.
That is nuts.
And it wasn't that long ago,
No, I mean, when you think about it, no.
right?
It really wasn't.
And they had so many, like they all have 8 sisters and 8 brothers, right? They had kids to work on the farm. That was it.
Right.
Like that was it.
Oh,
the
yeah.
father didn't like the dad of the house wasn't like affectionate. They didn't think
No.
of kids the way they do
No,
now.
he worked. The father of the house worked 18 hours a day.
Right. So this is like a couple generations ago,
Yeah.
right? They didn't even think of kids as like people. Like just shut up and fucking
Yeah,
get on
you
the
met.
farm.
Yeah, them
Well,
kids met their father when they turned 18.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then you had those kids became fathers,
Mm-hmm.
which were like our parents, grandparents, or whatever.
Yeah.
And then they just had no idea how to like love their kids.
Right.
You know? So you end up just being like it ended up like I guess it caused like a lot of abuse, like what we would today call abuse.
Sure.
But back then it was like just kind of rolling with an iron fist. You know?
that was the norm back then.
Yeah.
You knew your
and
parent
we're
was
not, We're not very far removed from that.
No.
But that boomer generation, right? The one that was right in between, those were the ones that started like loving their kids a little bit.
Yes,
You know, but
yeah.
they weren't extremely loved.
No, that
You
was the
know?
boomer gen. Right.
But those are the ones where you're not going to like try and pick a fight with them and not get a fight.
right.
If you want to fight them,
Yeah.
they'll fight you.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. They are just no nonsense.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? They were used to getting whooped up by their parents or
Right.
whoever, their teachers.
And that also includes some of the early Gen X, like the early genre of Gen X. Even myself, at an older age, I have become more. I have in my years, medications and everything, and therapy. I've calmed down, but there's a side of me where if you hit that click, if you click, it's like a reaction. I'm just going to throw something at you or swing at you. Like I can't, I just can't control it because I don't feel like you should be even talking with that nonsense. But like, age has gotten me to be more patient. But yeah, there's that trigger that Gen X has, and that brought me back to the metalheads. Like the metalheads
right.
were like, they were your brass knuckle guys. These were guys that carried around machetes and homemade beater sticks, like in their truck. Like these guys, and they listen. They weren't bad people. Like at pit parties, they would show up there and be in pit parties, but you knew who they were. They were their own little group over there. It was, and I hung out with every group. Like I hung out with the metalheads up to the preppies and everything in between. The football players, I was friendly with all of them. But them guys, that was that generation, like that genre, that genre of Gen X, that group of Gen X they're just like crazy motherfuckers, man.
Yeah.
They really are. They really are.
It's wild.
Yeah.
I wanted to talk about this Atlantic City Electric energy increase.
Please, no.
Energy rate.
Please bring this up.
So they're increasing the rates by 17% again this year. 20% last year, 17% this year.
Who is doing? What's the BPU and A? What's the
The BPU is it's like the board of something. I don't
Okay,
know.
like utilities or something like that.
That's who has to approve the rate increases, right? But so like you got to think of Atlantic City Electric. They're not just creating the energy. They're buying the energy from somewhere.
Okay.
And whoever they're buying it from is jacking their price up. Like I'm pretty sure I heard in the next like 5 years it's going to be up like 80%, like a bizarre number.
Yeah.
And when they get charged more, they obviously just pass it along.
Yeah.
to us.
Yeah. And they still, which really really irks me because if you look at the profit margins that the electric company, people who work for the electric company are making, it's absolutely absurd. It's like fuel companies.
Yeah, no.
So
it
why
is.
are we footing the bill? Why can't it come out of their pocket? Why am I paying for it?
It is. Well, you got to think. So this the 100% renewable energy is still in place. Like New Jersey is still expecting for us all to be renewable by 2035.
Which is they want us to be, but it's not going to happen.
So I like to me it looks like they're just begging people to get solar.
Mm-hmm.
Like put solar on your roof. We'll take your energy. We'll give it back to you. Put it in the grid. We'll give it back. Whatever. Done. It's a good reason to call energy defenders. Honestly.
Yes.
I mean, like you're not getting stuck. Like you're not at the mercy of the electric company.
Yeah, if you right, and if you want, yes, but I have seen, and I'm worried about this. A guy posted his electric bill on Nick's page, and it was a $500 bill
Yeah, I saw that.
with a delivery charge of $400 and something. What do you fucking do? They're not. All it is a transfer through the line of electricity.
Yeah.
It's this button. They're not delivering a good or service. They're delivering a service, but not a good.
Yeah, but that delivery charge number, is extraordinarily low, and it's for maintenance of those lines. It's like it'll eventually pay for the maintenance it'll eventually require.
I have to do. I think it's too
It's
high.
a super low number. Like if you look at that number, it's like nothing.
Maybe in a grand scheme of things, but when you look at it and what people are
they're
trying
making,
to
they're
pay,
making mistakes. So the electric companies are making mistakes. So if you had if you had solar panels prior to those smart meters that Atlantic City Electric brought out, what's happening somehow with some people is that the energy that they're creating and putting into the grid, that's not coming. It's not. You're not getting they're not getting a negative number for that. It's just counting it.
Oh.
So now they're getting charged for the energy they're putting in the grid, and then they're getting charged for the energy that they're taking back out of the grid. And that's why you're seeing some of these bizarre numbers. And it's just a smart meter issue. It's the people are being refunded. Like it's not something you can expect to happen. Like
okay,
if you have if you have solar panels, if you put them in post smart meter, it's not something that should ever happen.
right.
But the good thing is, like, you could keep track of it. Like, you have apps.
Yeah.
And you can see exactly what you're creating. You can see exactly what money you're getting, what credits you're getting, all that stuff. But it's just wild that they're charging 17% more. Like, if you had a $500 electric bill last summer, it's going to be $600.
Yeah.
That's a lot of money, dude.
Yeah, 18% is $180 on every 100.
That is bizarre.
No, $18 on every 100.
Yeah, it's bizarre.
Yeah.
It's bizarre. So
I'm not agree. I can't say I agree with this. I think that something has to be done where there's got to be a bipartisan common ground where these people are coming together. Norris Nick is really taking the head on this, and I'll be honest with you. Norris Nick has been doing very good. He may say he doesn't want to get political. I almost will guarantee that Norris Nick is going to run for Congress probably against Van Drew.
maybe.
I honestly think that. But he's doing good by bringing this awareness because we are hurting. The local, the homeowner, the blue-collar people like us that are paying these electric bills and mortgages and gas and all this, it's a hit.
It's a big hit.
It is, and people, which is a good reason again to call energy defenders and try to get on solar.
Yeah, it's like they factor in everyone. It almost feels like they factor in whatever overhead you have, whatever money you can put in the savings, whatever money you can use to buy a new pair of shoes, and they're like, oh well, let's just charge them more because they got it.
Right.
Like it's like they're trying to just like baseline everyone so that everyone's paycheck to paycheck. It's crazy. And you look at this energy line that they're running from New York City to Nova Scotia.
Okay.
And that line is going to power all of New York City.
Wow.
Yeah. Right now, New York City is purchasing its energy from whoever, energy distribution company, whatever. But you have to imagine like that energy distribution company who is powering New York City right now is going to have a surplus of energy that they're not going to want to just sit there, So you have to imagine at some point in the near foreseeable future, Atlantic City Electric, PSE&G, all these companies can purchase that energy for much less of a number.
I would hope so.
But the problem is that no one ever lowers the price of anything. No matter what.
No,
it doesn't happen,
and that's why when they get into office right now, that's why they're looking into this. That's part of what this Doge is. They're going in and saying, "Wait a minute, we're spending way too much here." They got to start going after this to cut. In order, the federal government is stepping in to basically force the hand of lowering prices.
Yeah, but they're just cutting their own prices.
Well, they're finding where money is being wasted. They're finding where money could possibly have been
within
corrupt,
the federal government,
and where money's being wasted, or why are we allowing the BPU to make these decisions when we know people are hurting? We know that they're struggling to pay electric bills. I got solar for this reason, so our electric bill would be cheaper. But it kind of makes me worry that they're gonna go after solar people now? Make sure that they're paying a certain percentage of their way, even though we went solar. Like it makes me worry a little.
Well, you
sometimes.
have to imagine that the solar people are helping them because they're getting that energy. They're getting that energy.
I agree.
And if Atlantic City Electric's going to be getting hit with these fines eventually for not having the infrastructure to support 100% renewable energy by 2035, then anyone who has solar on their roof is putting energy into
Back in the
renewable
grid.
energy into their grid, which
Yeah.
is helping their cause
Yes.
down the line.
Yes.
So they should be, and I can't understand why they're not making a big push, like to try and get more people, like more incentives, more, just more incentive, more tax breaks, whatever, for people who are putting solar on the roof.
I don't know. I don't know how that energy doesn't get transferred back into, like, again, if our energy from solar is going back into the grid, is it, I would assume it's just basic electricity going back into the power grid.
No,
and,
it is. It is.
yeah.
It's electricity. But
And I agree. They should, so they should
it's
have
less infrastructure they're responsible for.
like a surplus. They should have a surplus of energy coming in with all this solar, correct?
No, it's not a surplus. They're taking that into account, I think. You would think that with all the solar, they don't have to purchase as much energy, which is probably the case.
Mm-hmm. But yet they're charging us.
Well, yeah, they are charging us, but they're getting charged more from wherever they're getting it from.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, why not make it super appealing for everyone to put solar panels on
Right.
the roof?
So I guess my argument is Atlantic City Electric. I don't want to pay your bill. I'm paying enough of my bill.
Right.
You foot the fucking bill. you foot that extra 18%. I'm done.
They don't do that.
I know they don't. I mean, but when you guys, this is where people start hating millions and billionaires. They start hating these fucking people because they start charging the low man to pay the band so they can dance, and that's not fair. To me, that's not fair. You're already making this, and God bless you that you are. Okay, that you're in that position. But when you get in that position of power, you should also do it for good and say, okay, I'm doing well right now. How can I help the people beneath me do well as well? Yeah. That should be the way it is. It's not. Greed gets involved, and then they, and this is the shit that happens.
And I think Exelon isn't even it's not even like a public company. Like you can't invest any money. Like there's no like.
Who was it?
Exelon, Atlantic City Electric. It's the parent company for Atlantic City Electric. They're not even like a publicly traded company. Like you can't purchase like shares of Exelon. I don't think, can you? I don't know. I don't think you can. Which makes it even more about greed.
Not to be confused with Exxon.
No, it's Exelon.
Yes, Exelon Corporation is publicly traded on the NASDAQ. EXC.
EXC. So what I would actually suggest is thanks, Steve. If you're into stocks, this Norwegian one, they're going to build this line or whatever to get to the Norwegian.
I don't even know.
I would like to find out what that stock is and start investing in that.
The company that's providing the energy to New York City.
Yeah, that would be a good one. I would think in the future, if you start buying in it now, if that's really going to take place, yeah, it'd be a good one to buy into.
Yeah, it could be.
Yeah, a little stock thing. I'm in Robinhood.
Are you?
You on the cryptos at all? Mm-mm. I wish I was on that Bitcoin thing. God. I hope I'm on the next Bitcoin.
I don't understand Bitcoin, and it drives me nuts. Like
the only thing you have to understand about
it's
crypto,
fake. It's fake.
Crypto, it's yes and no because you can make money off of it.
Yeah, but you're at the mercy of just people. In fact, it's like.
Well, that's why a lot of these Bitcoin got to $1 million
It's all
and
fake,
ran.
though.
Yeah, but
you're not. There's nothing there.
You can, but you cash it out.
Yeah,
like
I understand,
right now,
but enough people could cash out, and then everyone else would be broke.
Yes, that's why it's
that's insane.
That's why cryptos. That's why it's called the cryptos are very volatile. That's something that can go up and down and crash.
Fuck that. Like,
well, but you're buying into when you're originally buying into these cryptos, you're buying into fractions of a dollar, pennies.
Yeah, but Elon Musk didn't he dump like $100 million into like Bitcoin or something?
No, he pump and dumped Dogecoin.
Yes,
took a bunch of money from people and then named his own agency Doge.
However, yes,
what a scumbag, dude.
No, what they're saying is, what they're saying is with Bitcoin, with this Bitcoin going up, it was done purposely that Doge and SHIB and Ethereum are going to be your next run. That yes, Bitcoin did take a shoot up. They're expected the Bitcoin now to start coming way back down, and these other cryptos taking their move. So there was a reason for it. Listen, a guy that has $400 billion doesn't do it for no reason.
Yeah, but that can just be manipulated with just like you're saying. Like
that's why it's considered.
That's how
volatile.
it's manipulated.
That's why that's. But see, again, if you get into these when they're fractions of it, like you buy into SHIB right now is fractions of a penny. I buy in, I put $100 in a SHIB. You're going to get like 1 million shares. Now, if that thing goes to $1, you have $1 million.
Yeah.
of and you only spent 100. But then you had the tricky part is, when do you cash out? Do you cash out when this thing's at 50,000? Do you cash out when it's 10,000? Like, you're going to make money.
Well, that's what they did with
that's the game you play with stocks.
GameStop.
Yeah,
GameStop was essentially a cryptocurrency.
Yes, and that's how you do it. With GameStop, with that was a great thing. But that shows you the basics of how these cryptos kind of work.
It does.
You jump on it, they go up. Bitcoin has went up, it always has, but Bitcoin's not going to last. It's very volatile. So these people who have not cashed out on any of these Bitcoins should start doing so before that price starts coming way down.
It's like a big poker game with everyone in the world.
100%.
I mean,
like, Amazon's a stock to buy into that's probably not going anywhere for a while. It's always going to grow. It's going to split. It's going to split. It's going to keep growing. That's a good one. But cryptos are known to be very volatile. They're high. You're going to either gain good money or you're going to lose money. My wife's lost, I don't know, in the crypto, she's like negative, not negative crazy, maybe 100, 200, but all of a sudden it turns around. Her one Doge was up to, she had like that. She, I'm going to cash out at $1,000. I'm like, okay, but she only had at the time, and right now she only has like maybe $150 invested. That's good. That's decent money. $1,000 off 150.
Yeah, it's really good.
That's the game you play. When do I sell? When do I not sell? When do I buy? And then how high can I chance it? It's like that rocket game on the casino thing. How far is that going to multiply? Can I let it go before it blows up?
If you got someone just like obsessing over like articles and stuff about it, and you can make really good mindful decisions, then fine.
That's that's considered a day trader. Somebody that's watching the stocks
but you got to
every day.
do that with cryptocurrency, I feel like.
Oh, well, you do it with all your stocks. You buy, like, again, if you're a day trader and you're following this every day, you're buying and selling multiple times throughout the day. Like, you're watching Amazon go down, you're buying a little bit. This one goes up, you're just selling
gambling,
a little bit.
though. If you're buying in the cryptocurrency, you're just gambling, because unless you have the time to like...
Stocks are a gamble.
Well, kind of, not really. But you can make a really good, educated decision on stocks.
Good, but see, with the COVID was when I made is why I'm making money now and why I'm going to make my most money. When COVID hit, I was still working. I bought into stocks. I bought into Disney. I bought into all these stocks were dirt low, and now all my stocks are getting high because of that. Mm-hmm. It's a luck of the draw. It really is, and it's the game you play. Now, if you just want to, I don't tell people go out there and start spending thousands of dollars. Take $100, take a couple $100, and get started. Yeah. That's how we did it. Yeah. That's how we built. And now I got it pretty deep. Like I said, I had like maybe $3,000 invested in it, and I probably have a total of a profit $5,000. So I feel like I'm doing the right thing. I don't know. The chances, like I said, I brought up the Bitcoin thing because I do have other crypto, and that was a way for some of these people that we know have gotten rich off of Bitcoin. I mean, it happened. It's dumb luck, I guess you could say.
It is dumb.
Yeah, it is gamble. It is a gamble. It's a gamble, but sometimes it pays off. And stocks are a gamble. I mean, that's basically what it is.
Yeah, but crypto is not a stock.
Well, crypto is like if you're smart with crypto, you're not day trading it. You're buying it when it's as low as it is, and you're holding it for like decades. Like that's your retirement plan. Like,
yeah, but
it
could. But Bitcoin is nothing.
But
so
there is a Bitcoin.
Thing. Like, it's not nothing.
Like, they have ATM machines.
Bitcoin and Ethereum, like, there's actual technology behind it. Like, that's what blockchain.
And they have Bitcoin ATMs.
Yeah, but like Dogecoin or like any of the meme coins, like there's nothing there. Like, it's just what you're saying. It's just gambling. So the people who are doing that, like, yeah, you're basically throwing your money away. But if you're betting into Bitcoin, Ethereum, like you're planning on...
What is it, though, that you're getting?
It's a way to, like, encrypt... Well, you're buying into the technology, and the technology is, like, encrypting data. Like, okay. So it's just a way to, like, send things quickly and securely. Like, money is being sent through that now, but the bigger idea is, like, all data over the internet can be sent through that.
You can actually purchase something with a Bitcoin. Because a Bitcoin right now is like worth one share of Bitcoin. One Bitcoin's worth like what, 60,000, 70,000 right now, maybe
I'm not
higher.
sure what it's at right now.
But like,
I'll throw it up there.
You could buy a car with one Bitcoin, and you can do it. So it's considered a type of currency right now. You have ATMs that you can go to these things. But again, my thing with crypto is, I'm hoping to be on the next Bitcoin wave, and then I can, again, for an investment.
So Bitcoin is. If you're buying Bitcoin, right? You're buying a share of Bitcoin. You're getting and you're saying it's the technology. So you're essentially like funding people to like IT guys stuff. What do you? You're not like buying like one millionth of a like a motherboard.
I mean,
or
you're kind
whatever.
of like you're buying into the company. Like with Bitcoin specifically, why it's so popular is there's only a specific amount that are
Right,
available.
right.
Like there is a finite amount. They haven't all been found yet, but there's a finite amount. And like what they're trying to do now is find ways to implement that technology. Like implement it into finance. That's the first thing, and then implement it into social media, different data sharing type.
Weren't they
things.
getting into like the metaverse with all that? Like wasn't there supposed to be a thing like in the metaverse where you're like it's like literally like The Sims or whatever. Like what's that old computer game?
Yeah,
Oh
so-
yeah.
Sims, right? Where and like that was supposed to that was like I think like the idea around like the metaverse was like you put on 3D goggles and you could just live your life in the metaverse with Bitcoin. And like if you want to go like so say you bought real estate in the metaverse, you have like your house or whatever, you put your goggles on, you're in your house. Oh, I want to get a pizza, right? You call like the local pizza shop and it goes to like the local pizza shop that also purchased real estate in metaverse, and then you actually get a pizza to your actual house.
No shit.
That right? Like weren't they? I think they were like that was like the whole. They were trying to do it. Like even with like the
So your Audi is ordering pizza
it's
for
kinda-
your
yeah, it
Indy,
is. It's
and
kinda
it gets
like
delivered
that.
to your house. That's
kinda
pretty
like that.
insane. I mean, that would be a concept, I guess you could say.
well, yeah. If you hate your life,
Right, if you want to detach. That's basically what it is. You're detaching yourself from your real world.
it's kind of scary. Have you heard of that?
No, I don't know what you're talking about.
Really?
I mean, I know the metaverse thing, but I
technology
don't
is
see. I don't
based.
get the pizza part.
Well, even like
Like you could just order a pizza. Like why do you got to do it on? I mean, I guess you could do it.
'Cause
with
you're
because
the
like if you're
goggles
in
on.
the verse,
'Cause
if you're
you're using your
in,
Bitcoin
if you're
then.
in the metaverse,
Yeah.
you know what I mean, and you're like just chilling in there, you don't want to like take your goggles off. Maybe you made yourself like a super hot Brazilian wife or something. You're like, I'm trying to take a break from this right now. I got to order this pizza.
Oh, not-
I had no idea.
Oh, not right now. I'm having Netflix and chill on my metaverse right now, all right?
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe you're doing something in the metaverse.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It's a concept. I like it. Listen.
Like even to the point where you can like get a job. Like you could be a realtor in the metaverse, and you can show people real houses in the metaverse that they can buy in real life.
Yeah, I guess my take on this with all this technology advances is don't let it overtake you. Technology feeds off of the laziness of people. And the more you can make something easier for a person and make them more lazy, the more brain dead that person's going to become.
Yeah, but think about the trajectory of everything right now, right? Technology's taken like a massive jump, right? I mean, like people, anyone you look at, even if they're driving, doesn't matter. Like you're staring down at your phone. You got all these the super rich are buying all of the real estate, all of the farms, all of the houses. Look in Southern California, they had those fires, and the big fear in California is that all the rich are going to go buy all that land. They're going to buy out all these people from their property. They're going to buy all that land up, and they're going to own it, right? So they're basically like, right. So if you're looking at it, right, you got like this super elite rich that keeps moving up, and we're just kind of moving down, right? Everyone else is kind of moving down. So like eventually, like with AI, with like you can't own a home, you can't like where are these people going, right? Where are these people going to go? What are you going to do when they can make a robot that runs on AI to do everything a laborer could do, which isn't going to happen in a long time. But they're going. I mean, they got trucks coming out that could just take it, just go.
Yeah.
And so everything, like theoretically, almost everything can be done with an algorithm through AI. Right. So what are the actual people going to do? You need a place that you are happy. Right. So if you have this metaverse printed in, maybe not now, maybe in 50 years, 100 years, 200 years.
Yeah, it's
but you
pretend
have
land.
yeah. Like what's that? Ready Player One? Yeah. It's kind of exactly like that.
Yeah, it's pretend
It's like you
land,
live
yeah.
in this dump yard, and you could just put your glasses on and you're in like what you
Paradise, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's right. It's going to feed off of people's brain, their
But
laziness, their
everything-
lack of. But the thing is it's not reality. Nature will always win, no matter
Until it
what.
can't.
No, I don't believe that. I do not believe that technology will ever overtake nature.
What are you referring to as nature?
Just the evolution of man, everything. It's technology is part of that, but it will never there will never be a time where it's completely brain dead and machines are running
Well, look at the-
everything,
look
which
at
is
the
a
lower
big
class.
fear for people. Like that's the whole Terminator thing. But nature will always win.
Well,
It's
okay,
like-
look at these tent towns in like DC and LA and stuff like that. These people are nature's not winning.
But is it sustainable? How long is these people? How long is their living expectancy if they're just going to live in tents for the rest of their life? These tent
But that's
people.
what I'm saying. Is there's going to be like less people that can like live in actual reality, and it's just going to be like those people and a bunch of like robots and artificial intelligence.
There's also going to be enough people out there that don't want it, that don't want that reality, that don't want that technology.
Yeah, but the people who don't want it are not the people that are gaining anything from it. The people that are gaining bajillions of dollars. Like I was just talking to Birnbaum about this, right? Remax, they're a realtor, right? They need realtors to show people houses. But a super duper like rich person, they could create like this AI technology that just does virtual tours, like opens doors from your living room. Like you can kind of do everything you need to do, like AI wise, you know? And that one person can make all of the commission on all of those houses sold instead of like giving all these realtors commission. So like that one person stands to gain so much and all these people have so much to lose. So all these people might not like it, but the one guy with the money is the one who wants to do it and it's just going to get done.
Yes, but you also have power in numbers.
Not really.
No, I mean, I always believed in power in numbers, so the people under him could. That guy is not going to be sustained. And if he is, he's going to get pushed. He's going to just be part of that billionaire group and pushed away. And that's what. So that's what's going to happen. I mean, and you're still going to be able to survive and evolve. It's the people that depend on this tech. That's the fear. The fear is that people depend on this technology way too much. They're dependent on it. They become brain dead on it, and then it's like this technology has come over. But I don't. My belief is, yeah, that will get to a certain point. Technology is going to get to a certain point, and then nature catches up, and then technology will advance again. Nature will catch up. It's just how the world works. If you look at the 1920s and 1930s and 40s and 50s, everything was different. Everything evolves. Technology gets better. People catch up. Technology get better. People catch up. I don't ever think that technology is going to go so far that nature will never catch up to it. I don't believe that. Nature is what makes the world go round. You know, Ice Age, the fires, the floods. If you believe in all that, that's nature. Nature took care of that for whatever reason. That's just my belief, and it will always will. Nature evolves. It comes back around. Things come and it fits itself in. It's just. I always think it's, even with kids. Like I always say, it's nature over nurture. Nature always wins.
Yeah.
So I think that's just my opinion on it. Technology is good. Technology can be very bad, and that's just my take on it. People can really get wrapped up in this because it feeds off of laziness. That's what it does. People make money. That's how a lot of people make money. Entrepreneurs. You're feeding off of a person's laziness. I'm going to send you, like Amazon. Just look at Amazon. You don't have to go to the mall anymore. Just sit home on your phone and order a package. Eventually, that's going to evolve somehow. Nature's going to catch up to that, and something else. And Amazon, then the technology will then advance and figure out something else. You never know. You may see malls come back. You may see stores that you can just order from your phone and then go to the store and pick it up. You don't know how this technology is going to evolve, but nature will catch up with it. That's just my take on it.
Yeah.
I could also just be high. I don't know.
I don't know. I hope you're right.
Yeah. So let's go into we got to take a break. We're going to make a list. Today's list is going to be desserts from anywhere, your favorite desserts. We're going to pick three, and Lou 2.
I can do 3.
All right, he's got
Lou can
3.
do 3.
So we're going to
And this is going to be our last one. Now we can compile an actual 2 in a blue menu. We'll post it up. You guys can make your comments.
Yeah, and be a critic on it.
Yeah.
We
Add
know
to
you
it,
will.
take
We know we
away
have
from
some.
it,
We know we have some
whatever you want.
472 critics out there.
Yeah.
Sisters, 472. Unreal. People are unreal. All right. My first one I'm going to go to is DeStefano's Bowling Alley. The fried wonton dessert. It's like fried wonton with cinnamon sugar, and then caramel, chocolate, and whipped cream. It is great.
Very good. So my go-to dessert anywhere I go is creme brulee.
Okay.
I love it. It's not too much. Like it's not too heavy.
You get a nice, a nice serving, Yeah.
Yeah, it's not too heavy. Like you don't feel like you're just piling on.
And my creme brulee, I don't want the sugar to be hard all the way across. I just like kind of like mostly the edge and still soft in the middle.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I
kinda
don't
like
mind
that.
the glass all the way across.
Yeah.
I like
That's
it.
just me. Yeah.
Yeah, creme brulee.
Nice. Big Lou.
All right, so I got to give a shout out here to the Midnight Baker himself, Skip DeStefano.
Skip, let's go.
He's called the Midnight Baker because he does all of his baking in the middle of the
I
fucking night.
love
Oh,
it,
yeah.
Skip. The Midnight Baker.
You know
That
who-
should be a store.
You know who doesn't love it?
Mom.
But yeah, he bakes a ton of stuff. It's actually my birthday coming up this weekend, so
Oh,
I
nice.
get a special
Hey,
request.
happy birthday.
Thank you.
How old are you now, Lou?
32.
Oh, what a great age.
Yeah, I'm excited.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm gonna go with what I'm getting this weekend: carrot cake with cream cheese icing.
Very
Ooh,
good.
carrot cake's
Nice.
a good
One of my
one.
wife's
That
favorites.
is
is
a
Cream
carrot
cheese
cake.
icing specifically, though. I love a cream cheese icing.
Oh, 100%. 100%.
Good one.
Yes. Okay. My next one is this Silver Coin Diner has one of the best cheesecakes I've ever had. They have a regatta cheesecake, very reasonable too. You can buy a whole one, and it's light and a fluffy cheesecake. It's not that New York style, that dense cheesecake. This is just light. It's delicious. I know it sounds crazy, but they do make all their pies on site over there at the diner. This is homemade, and it's outstanding. Please, if you're ever at the diner, get yourself a slice of the just plain. You can give topping on it, but their cheesecake, it's outstanding. You will not regret it.
Damn. So I'm gonna go with a chocolate mousse pie. My mom makes it. It's like the birthday dessert that it's been passed down. This pie, right? It takes like days to make because you gotta do the crust, and then like the first layer takes a day to set up. Then you gotta do this. It's like a 3-layer, and it's very very rich, very like a chocolate cinnamony. And I like the mousse. I really like the texture of the mousse. I love it.
Yeah,
So yeah, I'm
it's a
gonna
good
go
one.
with chocolate mousse pie.
You just inspired me. I had to cross one off my list and change it.
Okay.
I don't know if I'm stealing one of yours, but your mom's blueberry buckle.
You did steal.
Oh no,
Yeah, that's all right. That's cool.
All right,
dude,
Mama
fantastic.
DeStefano.
Yeah. Fantastic.
All right,
Love it.
good blueberry buckle. I'm a big blueberry fan. I could drop off a flat of blueberries this year, Mom, and you maybe can make
she'll
me some
make it,
buckle.
yeah,
All right, maybe for the show. We'll have a little blueberry
Two and a
buckle.
blueberry buckle.
Oh, I love it.
Yeah.
All right, my last one is actually I'm gonna go with the Nadas, but I do like this dessert in most places. Is the chocolate lava cake,
Oh, yeah.
and I gotta have the whipped cream and a scoop of vanilla ice cream with it. But a Nadas is like me and my wife will get it and split it, and we go into this like zone, like we're complete, almost like I'm like God. I feel like I'm in the bedroom right now. It's like and we just eat. It's delicious. It's very good. It's so a Nadas wine bar with the chocolate lava cake.
Yeah. So blueberry crumble is the same thing as a blueberry buckle.
Yeah,
right?
it's
Yeah.
same idea.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna go with. I got nothing else.
All right.
That was it. It would have vanilla ice cream, of course. But yeah, delicious.
Lou?
Okay, I got one more. Back to bachelor food here.
Hot dog. Hot dog ice cream.
No, Applebee's though, the blondie,
Okay.
the vanilla brownie
Yeah.
type thing on
Yeah.
the skillet with the scoop of ice cream and it melts and you get like the butter kind of sauce on top of it. Since I was a little kid,
I
always
am a
loved that.
sucker for a blondie. I gotta be
go.
honest, and redheads. So, I'll give a quick shout out to McDonald's custard cone. Just the vanilla. My father swears by the vanilla custard in the cone. And actually, when I had my boat and took him fishing, I would say, "Dad, you want to go to Royal Crown?" "Hell no, I ain't going there. It's too expensive. You want to pay $8?" So I did it like twice, 3 times. Right? I finally said, "Dad, you want to go to McDonald's for an ice cream cone?" "Oh, now you're talking. $1, and it's like $1.50 for an ice cream cone and it's good. It's very reasonable." So I give it a little shout out to that.
To that point, Burger King has a Hershey Sundae pie.
It's good.
Oh my god, bro! That could be my number 3. It is
There you
good,
go.
dude. Yeah.
All right. Well, I think that's going to wrap it up here for 2 in the Blue. Don't forget, like, subscribe, follow, get in the comments. You guys from 472, Wayne, Jenna, everybody out there, our top fans, John Evans. I know I'm forgetting people, but listen, get in there, get in the comments. We love hearing, we love the feedback. Don't forget, like, follow, subscribe. For 2 in the Blue in episode 36, I'm John Flounder. This is Stevie D. Big Lou in the background. We'll see you on the next one. Hey, Dad, how we do?
There's something wrong with you.